Wait, what is it? That's it. So it had to be. Oh, it's got to go back.
I think it's a little slower.
BTS.
When I choose love and everyone's angry, so angry. When I choose peace when facing tragedy, not going mad when they're going crazy. Jesus, blame it on Jesus, on me. You see what I'm going for?
We're going, it's like Chili Peppers.
A little slower.
I know you thought of it maybe being a different vibe altogether.
You did something different though on the Blame It on Jesus part. It was more like.
It was like. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me.
Blame it on.
Don't blame it on.
Blame it on Jesus. You did some kind of like
Don't blame it on
like
me.
a bluesy type thing. I remember yesterday. It felt like a little. It felt like you were digging slower, and it was like.
No,
Was it that fast?
hit me the capo,
A little.
because actually like capoed up some strum.
Yeah, because the key was different, and I think that made it sound a little
I
different.
just lifted it, but it's not different. It wasn't different, and it was
Okay.
and I think it's that same
Same tempo.
tempo. I choose love when the world's angry, so angry. When I choose peace while facing tragedy, when they're not going mad, when they're all going crazy. When I choose hope instead of defeat, whatever it is, yeah. Don't blame it on Jesus. Don't blame it on me. That's
When I choose love while the world is angry.
so angry.
When I have
Choose
peace while facing tragedy.
Not going mad when everything's crazy.
Oh, when
Like
I'm
that.
not mad while it's all going crazy.
Yeah, the when I'm not going is like on the beat 4, so that
When I'm not mad.
oh. When I choose peace while facing tragedy, not going mad when they're all going crazy.
When I'm
Like
not
that.
mad while it's all going crazy.
Yeah, I may have edited a word or
yeah,
there.
I get what you're saying, but yeah.
Not going mad when it's all going crazy.
Blame it on Jesus.
We-
Blame it on Jesus.
Not getting mad. While
Blame it
it's
on Jesus. Blame it on me.
No, blame it on Jesus. Don't blame it on me.
Yeah.
It's gotta be don't. I think you said blame it on me, but you're just vibing, yeah.
Don't blame it on Jesus. I mean, blame it on Jesus.
Blame it on
Blame it on
Jesus.
Jesus. Don't blame it on. You can blame it on Jesus. Blame it on Jesus. Don't blame it on me.
What was the song you referenced though? You referenced a different.
Did you want something more like, don't blame it on Jesus? Like,
Well, he
when
said a
I
song.
am,
Hold on, wait. Just do what you
when
just
I
did.
am love, when I choose love and not peace.
No, we're not doing then Jesus.
Not doing then Jesus.
When
But
I
what you
choose
did-
love.
Hold on, but what you just did like was it was a similar chord to the what you were playing.
What was this?
Nah.
Yeah, it was like that, yeah.
But do the same kind of movement with a strum. Like you were playing?
Like the gun.
as opposed to like, so instead of doing that, being like
Yeah, do that.
simplify it in the song.
And try yeah.
When I choose love, when everyone's going crazy, it's so crazy. When I choose peace while facing tragedy, not going mad when it's all going crazy. Keep me on Jesus, don't blame it on me.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. It's fun.
That's my attitude all week. That's why I'm like trying to avoid people.
Blame it on Jesus.
I like that with
Yeah, me too.
that little because it breaks that up.
Oh, that goes in there.
And
You
it
can take
could
the
give us a
capo
place
off.
to hang out a little bit, and breathe, and
And the,
catch the
and the
song.
bass is like locked into that line too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Boom, 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 dum, dum, dum.
Get a little more melodic chorus.
Yeah,
Very percussive though.
yeah. You were hearing the halftime beat, but I also hear it like.
That's the halftime beat.
Yep. Then blame it on me. Like where it locks in and then it could have like a variation.
And an interlude variation.
A vary tempo.
Okay, what are we doing here?
More of that. I thought we were right.
It also went into the chorus, was like, don't blame it on Jesus. It's all because of Jesus, I'm free. It's all because of Jesus.
I mean, I'm right back to Prayers of a Reluctant because I've spent the last week and a half listening to the entire album from our concert in March, and it's just bringing me right back to all that music and the performance of it. So I'm excited to finish that up and be able to share that with people.
Yeah, the live expression was sick. It's good.
Yeah, and the band. And I think we talked about it after the event, but the band did a great job just delivering like some of those electric parts that were in the studio version of the album. They were really just almost like repetitious and in different, completely different kind of syncopations and feels. And the guys did a great job like delivering those lines, and it's been great listening to it, and yeah, I'm excited to share it. I mean, it's such a great album. I mean, by the end of this year, we'll have released 4 albums. Prayers of a Reluctant Saint, Prayers of a Reluctant Saint Live, Make It Beautiful, and we've released the Make It Beautiful Live. So, and there's a lot of content, but obviously it's redundant in those 2 ways, but it's the live expression and the studio expression, which I think
Are very different.
very, very different. Yeah, but
Yeah, very similar.
yet very similar.
very
Yeah, like the same 2 guys singing on them. And, yeah, so it just brought me back to that. And without working on it, it would have been like that was a great concert. Like the photos are there, the videos are there, but then it was like, okay, now I'm listening to it again, and I'm like enjoying the music all over again. Like Sorry, the live version of Sorry. It's different than the album, but it in its own way there was so much like uniqueness and groove, and there's some like elements that weren't in the studio version that are now in the live version that I'm like, oh, these songs kind of take on a life of their own, when you put a bunch of guys on a stage together and have them play it. It's like new life is breathed into it in a different way. But anyways, I don't know.
Yeah,
I was with some people last week, and one of my friends, he started playing the Prayers of a Reluctant Saint album, and other dude that was
Did he
with
give you
us-
the nod?
Yeah, he started playing it because the guy we were with he'd never heard anything what we had done.
So he was kind of teeing you up.
Yeah, well, I wasn't. He was just sharing. He's like, yeah, so they were talking, kind of off to the side, about Shiloh Battles and what we've been working on. And the guy was like, oh, okay, and then it was playing and Home came on, and I saw the guy's like head like snap, and he goes, "Did he just say a New Hampshire redneck?" And my buddy was like, "Yeah, he did." And he was like, "Oh," so he's listening. And when it ended, he's like, "I'm gonna need to hear that again in a little bit."
Yeah.
And so later, put it on again. This time I was talking with him, and he's listening, and he goes, "So it's drove to Nashville in a brand new truck." And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Was it a Raptor?" I said, "It was a Raptor."
It was a Raptor.
And he's like, "I knew it. I could see it." You know,
That's good.
it's like, that's funny.
There's a when we start that song live in the concert, that as soon as that line comes out, a New Hampshire redneck, because we have the audience, and then we have the audience mic, so we're taking in information like how are people responding to these lines in the song, and it's a New Hampshire rednecks, and you hear somebody in the crowd going, "Yeah, come on!" like woohoo! Like, what is that?
Yeah.
There's one in every crowd.
Like I'm here.
Represent.
Yeah, that it works well. It works well in New Hampshire.
Yeah, it's probably surprising for somebody to hear that for the first time, maybe. But
Anywhere else, it'd probably be like, wait, redneck in New Hampshire? Where's New Hampshire?
I know, but I like that.
And then where's it? No. I know it's thought provoking.
I like
right?
that.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
No, I wasn't expecting a redneck from New Hampshire.
Northern
well,
rednecks.
clearly you've never been here.
right. Where are you from?
Because
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, just I think the old man on the cover of the Zeppelin 4 album may have been from New Hampshire.
Clearly.
We have those kind of sticks out here.
He's carrying his bundle of wood.
It's the season of the sticks.
Oh, that's Vermont.
So long, Vermont.
I thought you loved Vermont. All that maple syrup.
Yeah, I mean, going and coming back is
Yeah, I'll go and come back.
I enjoy moments in Vermont, so, and there's a lot of good little spots, but
Little
Yeah.
little corner stores, which you do like a corner store.
man, I
What
will
do they
go.
call
I'll
it?
go out of my way.
Yeah,
General stores.
general stores. That's what it is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I do love a good general store. I'm with you on that.
yeah,
We what was it, a couple years back when we were on Lake Jorge.
yeah.
We had a boat, and it's a 32-mile long lake. It's this huge lake. We just pull into this random dock. We get off. We walk into this little like kind of quaint
Corner general
There's
store.
like a general store in
They
there.
serve ice cream and then also
meats.
Yeah.
And you can also get a gallon of milk and
Yeah.
maybe some batteries or something. And it was like we just went in there and like
Live
shop.
bait.
Live bait,
yeah,
for sure.
We just like shopped and then like went back to the boat.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely left with popcorn.
spots like that are great.
Hey,
The creameries in Vermont, like there's a great creamery on the way to Lake George.
Benjamin and Gerard's.
Well, no, that's more
Okay.
Stowe, and that's more
That is a
area.
pretty famous creamery.
Oh yeah, Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've done that tour a couple times.
I did it once.
But there's a creamery south. I think it's like near Barrington. Or
So what's the
something
difference of a
like that.
creamery and an ice cream store?
Well, the creamery is like the ice cream store on the farm.
So it's like you have to say that like your nose is up a little bit.
It's
when
on
you-
the farm.
Is it the creamery? Okay.
It's taking up land. This
Didn't say
creamery.
creme de la creme. He just said
He just
creamery.
creamed
Okay. Okay. All right.
Just
So
creamery.
it's not It's not bougie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know why we're talking about this, but
Because who doesn't
I
love ice
it.
cream?
I mean I love all things food. And Vermont, especially, they have. Get ready, Bo, because I don't believe you're a fan of this flavor. But the
Sap.
But the
Maple
No,
sap.
I don't want.
No.
I don't want your sap.
Hey, do you want some tree
Yeah.
sap in your ice cream? I was
No,
like,
thank
no.
you. No.
Hold the sap.
The maple creamy though, that soft serve maple ice cream that is Vermont specific. Like, let's go. You're
But
not-
but
you're
let's
not gonna
put
beat that.
pecans in it though.
Pecans?
You can,
Maple pecan.
Pecans.
Okay. Well,
Pecans.
okay. So now we're talking creamery.
No, you eat a pecan, you pee in a can.
That's true.
but if you're in your
know
south,
why
it's
you're
a
peeing in a
pecan
can.
pie.
Because you go to the
It's
can.
pecan.
You go to the can to pee.
It's pecan pie.
It's pecan.
I don't know. East Coasters have called it pecan.
Are we talking about
These
mahogany or
coasters are wrong.
mahogany?
That's why you said in the South.
I'm not saying, yeah.
Who here
in
is from the South? Me.
No, no,
You.
Oh,
And Zach.
And Zach.
pecan
Zach,
pie.
Pecan or pecan? Pecan. We
No.
got a definitive.
Yeah, if you're eating a handful of pecans or something, but
doesn't
like
change.
if it's in a
Pecan, bro.
pie, it's called pecan pie.
No,
Okay,
it is
let me
not.
say this. Hold on. So my father used to eat these cookies called pecan sandies.
Pecan sandies.
pecan-
Who says pecan sandies?
Everybody, just
Well, you
like
have
we
to say
say
pecan sandies.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
No, it's pecan sandies then.
It's not pecan sandies.
Then it's not pecan. It's pecan sandies or it's pecan sandies.
It is not.
Why is Sandy say Sandy but
Because
not Sandy?
Sandy is pronounced Sandy and pecan is pronounced pecan. I
don't know about that.
This isn't difficult.
Oh man.
I did
It's like Target.
Yeah. Oh, mahogany.
I did an event one time for like a New England, like all the New England states were together, and they asked me to do like a comedy set. So I wrote jokes about all the New England states because there were people at this event from all the New England states, and my Vermont one had to do with, let's see, what do we got from Vermont? We've got ice cream, we got maple, and I started naming all the maple things, and weed. I think I see a connection.
Sweets.
We smoke weed and eat sweets.
Yeah, like what are we gonna do now? Well, let's make ice cream.
Like, there's a sweet tooth in Vermont.
I haven't had a good ice cream.
Vermont has
Wow.
the munchies.
It's Munchy State
It's the munchie state. The other thing I noticed about Vermont,
and the Crunchy State.
it's granola
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I got granola.
It's crispy. It's
crispy.
It's crispy. The other thing I know, like driving through Vermont, is nothing's finished. I think this is the
Or
weed.
it's been finished so long it needs to be finished again.
I think it's the weed though. Like nothing is finished in Vermont. Like
they start, but they can't finish
house
what they started.
renovations.
house
it's like
renovations never done.
the siding. There's always one wall,
One side, yeah.
of the building, one side of the building that is only halfway done, and it's like they just stopped.
Yeah.
They
And
put
it's been years.
They put a new road. They paved the road along the cliff, but they forgot to put the guardrail up.
Something.
But it's always deceiving because
Never
it's
done.
always like lawnmower optional. Because you drive by and you're like, oh, look at this really cool abandoned farmhouse. And it's like, well, there's cars in the driveway. The grass is 3.5 feet tall.
Yeah. Or the stoop is there. It's present,
But not attached.
It's not been attached.
It's not attached to the house.
So you have cinder blocks going up to the house, but there's a stoop that's there. And I've drive by this place like over a 3-year period multiple times.
yeah.
The stoop never moves.
Right.
It's like I just want to pull over and be like, would it be cool with you if I just finished this project?
Can we push the stairs and connect it to the house?
Got that you took it all the way to here. And there's something about Vermont. It just doesn't want to take the last step.
So it's like Vermont,
Yeah.
the almost there state.
It's almost there.
So that should be the sign in Vermont. Vermont, you're almost,
there. Yeah, keep going.
Like, I thought we were here. No, you're almost there.
No, almost there. That's why you don't stay in Vermont. You visit.
I can picture you asking them that. And there's a sober guy here that wants to finish our stoop. I'm afraid of this.
We can't finish anything.
You're not from around here, are you?
No, I'm not. I just want to finish your project. Then what would we do?
Man.
I don't know. It is a funny thing, like finishing projects.
Yeah.
So-
Sweet release.
Well, I think like artistically, I think for some there might be a hesitation on finishing the project to, because then what? Like, then do you share it? Do you not? That there's a vulnerability. So things are never done.
That's like the last mile.
Yeah.
People like that expression, don't quit on the last mile. What's the fear that you're
It's the creative dopamine. It's like even as you get near to the end, it's like, no, I'm not done. You can always change it. There's always something else that you can do. And then there's always a new idea that you trust. And you're just like, yeah. And it never gets done. And you're like, okay, I'm tired.
I did learn that lesson like fairly early on. And I'm so grateful that I did, because not being able to finish it and say it's done and releasing it, you cannot go to the next thing. And I can't remember who taught me that, but I definitely didn't discover it on my own. But it was like, if you don't do the first thing, you'll never get to the second thing. So I was like, do the first album. And I put all this effort and energies into it. It was like the first time I'd ever made an album. Yeah, poured my heart into it. But then I had to go, okay, it's done. And now I can do a second one. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you never get to the next thing. So there is definitely power in finishing. And I think some people stress out a lot about saying this is done and presenting it, you know.
Or getting too hung up on the editing process while you're in the creating process. Mm-hmm. And if you separate the two, mm-hmm. then I just think there's so much wisdom in that,
right?
You know, to
pour out,
create, then edit, and the more you create, I mean, you will be doing some self editing along the way. That's part of the creative, you know, redoing something, you know, chiseling something away, but not to get too hung up on this has to be perfect. Like from the production realm, like hearing things like we'll fix that in post. Mm-hmm. You know, like when somebody's getting hung up on something, like we'll fix that. So it just means like let's move on from that because you're stuck.
Those two things have sort of combined over time, and I think that's part of helping to finish. Guys that can produce at a high level and get things done, you've learned how to edit and make at the same time, but you're not going to get hung up. Like to your point, you're not going to get hung up on the editing, but you are sort of self-editing as you go. You know, like we don't like that. If you hear something, okay, cut it. So now you've edited that. I mean, you're not going to second guess it. You're going to move. You're going to keep moving forward. So that it is kind of a combined.
Well, you can't edit until you've created.
Well, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I guess there's kind of multifacets to that. Like somebody, and if you don't actually create, there's nothing to edit.
Yeah.
And then all you're doing is editing edits for the rest of your life. So,
right.
You know,
you're pre-editing for no reason.
Create something, and then there's an editing process to take that through, and then you get to decide what you want to do with it.
Exactly. That takes me to. Make It Beautiful, first song on Make It Beautiful on the album, studio album, Fix Your Eyes. A wonderful song. Like people that I've shared it with immediately connect with the simplicity of it and just the texture of it and all of it. Just it's such a great song, and I plan on listening to it for a long time. But to the point of editing was like, all the guitar work on that song is just editing. Like I said, hey, just pour your heart out, play things. And it was like I received, you know, let's just say 5 to 8 different tracks. And it was all these little snippets of things, right? So it wasn't a complete thought. And there was just pieces everywhere. And you know, as when you're recording guitars, and like let's say Nashville in a Nashville way, you have a print of the raw guitar, and then you also have the effects on a separate track. So you have the reverbs and the delays are on a separate channel that you get, and then you get just a dry guitar. I ended up not using any of the dry guitars. I just chopped up all of these reverb passes and heard little places where they should live, and then even places where they should repeat. So it was just like all of this editing went into that on the back end of it, but it was like just dump ideas, dump feel and creativity into what this, you know, what you might be hearing, and then was able to chop that up. And now when you hear it, and when we hear it played live, or we hear guitar players interpreting that, it makes total sense. But it would never have been able to be constructed from a place of like, oh, play that note here or play that thing. It was just like, here's a bunch of visuals. Now pick which one you want, you know? So that resonates with that song in particular, you know, how that was done. But
I was asked a question yesterday about songwriting. I'll lob one out there. The question was, do you think someone who hasn't lived very long or had many experiences can write songs that have like emotional depth or real depth to them?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I said. And the person who asked me the question was a bit surprised at my answer. They're like, and my answer was multifaceted, but one take on it was, I was like, well, there's empathy, and empathy isn't always based on experience. So to be empathetic, to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. I know it's not the same. I wouldn't claim it to be the same. That would be cruel. You know, that's not really true. But to feel what they feel, and you know, like, could I imagine what being addicted to meth would be like? I have a lot of data points on that.
Sure.
Some things I've seen to help imagine what that would be like. And how would I get there? What in my life would be different for me to have experienced that particular life circumstance? All right, so I can do that. I can go on that journey. So what would I feel all along the way? What do I think I would feel? How would I experience that? And even though I've never tried meth, I can know about that. But then the emotions that one might feel in that, those are the universal things. And so to tap into that, whether you're, it doesn't matter how old you are, because like everyone knows loss. A child whose toy is taken away is experiencing loss, and we can go, well, that's not that big a deal. Yeah, tell that to the child.
The child is crying, yeah.
It's a loss of something they love and they had, and they're experiencing loss. The emotion's the same. And the depth of that emotion is the same. So I think in writing or communicating, what we're doing is tapping into these universal emotions, and that's the thing that whether you have that experience, whether you had that particular experience or not, you've had that emotion.
And depth doesn't correlate to time. That would be like saying the older you are, the wiser you are. It's like, no, I've met some people that are far along in life and they don't have a lot of wisdom, or at least present in a way that they've used wisdom.
I've met some foolish old people.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it in that way. But yeah, I'm agreeing. But I'm saying like, the soul is timeless. It's like he knew us before he formed us in our mother's womb. It's like there's got to be some kind of thing where there's a place in us that our lived experience is not going to cause us to, maybe we're going to know some things that we didn't know because we've experienced them, but that doesn't mean you can't write from that place of, like you said, empathy, like these sort of things that are just kind of built into us. I've heard some songs written by some young people that were complete like regurgitations of maybe what they heard older people write about, and then some other stuff where it's like, wow, that there's a couple kids that are on Instagram now that are writing their own music and presenting stuff, and maybe they have help, I don't know, but there's some depth even in the performances. Like they're not pretending. There's a real rawness to their delivery.
Well, that's art.
Yeah,
you can't take it away from anyone, and everyone has the freedom to express it, and we're all created to create, and so have at it. Just because it may not be, just because I don't envision it being something that may resonate with me as a listener or in my life experience, maybe it does. Maybe it didn't need to be so profound and specific to my circumstances in order for me to think through it and apply it. And but nonetheless, to the artist, create your art.
Right.
And
was Picasso painting when he was a kid?
I would assume.
Right. And so it's like the picture he painted as a kid could have been overlooked by anybody. Be like, oh, this kid doesn't know what he's painting. He's too young. But then at the time when he's painting,
well, they were still definitely overlooked then.
Well, at the time when he died, and they were like,
"They'll love me when I'm dead."
Yeah, exactly. Let's go look through his portfolio. They're like, "Wait, he painted this when he was 12. This is amazing. It's worth $90 million."
Guys, we can make money off this.
What about? There you go.
Yeah.
What about the argument around that I'm going to go ahead and say I don't necessarily agree with, but that is inauthentic. The creation of art that you've not lived or experienced, that there's not an authenticity to it.
There goes Hollywood.
That's what I mean. For sure.
There goes Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many actors have to?
A band playing a cover song, and
you didn't write that, so you can't.
You didn't write that song, so you can't do it. Tell Chris Cornell he can't play Billie Jean. I think a lot of us would be crushed. Yeah, because it was his own expression of it in his own way, and it wasn't.
Yeah, well, that's what you were saying when you were saying about putting yourself in the position of what it might feel like to be addicted to meth. That's like where you have to go in that place. If you can go there from a place of empathy or sympathy or whatever, but isn't that acting? Like every actor has to kind of get into a position that they may not have lived. You know what I'm saying? Like play a character that.
Yeah, but do we believe that acting is a legit art form?
I do.
I do.
I certainly do. I've been moved by performances where I'm like, I don't know that person's acting. And then there's levels to that. Obviously there's people that can put you into it. And I mean, I have a list of actors' names that I could say there because there's some people that have really taken me somewhere. Like Daniel Day-Lewis, I got to say it. He's somebody that when I see him act, I'm like, I'm in his world. I don't know. I don't even know who this guy is. Like, what is this? Who is he really? He takes me somewhere. So I would say that acting is an art form.
I like acting as an art form because of the communal element of it. A lot of times an actor is performing words someone else has written and being directed by another person who didn't direct it. And there's a producer who's working through all, the
collaborative.
It's so collaborative in that. And where music, sometimes the collaborative communal aspect sometimes is not as valued or maybe as appreciated, but I think there's a richness to that. And
it's almost knocked in the music community, like, oh, you didn't write that,
you didn't write the whole thing.
That,
that wasn't your melody, or that wasn't your.
So you just showed up and sang.
Who's your writer?
Where it's like, whoa, man, these partnerships allow. I mean, to me, that would give us even a greater depth of expression. To have shared experiences and
a cumulative depth. It's almost like when you say, well, between the three of you, you have 90 years of experience. You know what I mean? Where they sum up how many years and then they add it into one accumulative thing. So how much accumulative depth do you have in a trinity, so to speak? But it also makes me think, like, are we approaching music more like acting in the sense, or like in the movie making process? And you see like how much goes into the, like you said, all the different hands that are there and contributing, and how it can become a creative masterpiece.
Well, what's unique about this is because not all like songwriting collaborative circles would include the producer, the audio engineer, and the
writer,
and the
singer,
technician.
Players.
That mindset, that role in collaboration, if too early on in the idea generation phase, if that is present, it oftentimes stifles it and kind of chokes it, like, oh, well, we can't do that because and they're thinking in that realm. So but in this dynamic, we have all the parts working together, which is I feel is
like the gears.
Unique. You know what I mean? And that's really speaking about you, Lucas, where you're creative as a songwriter and you know how to separate the two,
or to blend them in a way that's not invasive.
Yeah, eventually, but like, up front, it's not how producible or how this or how that, and throwing those things into a stream of creativity and flow. It's more like, okay, let's flesh this out to what we can, and then
when it's
realize it as it goes along. But no,
I appreciate that. I appreciate recognizing that, and I think that's
it's like having a vision casting meeting at work, and on how you want to enable the employees to do all they got, and you've got the network engineer in the room saying, "Oh, we can't do that. Oh, we can't do that." Oh,
yeah, like really just raining on the parade.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, there's a time and place for that. You belong in phase 3 or 4.
yeah.
This is idea generation.
Well, we think we all wear different hats too. Like we all have more than one hat, I think, and some hats maybe worn at different times. I think what we experience is that we tend to, be wearing the right hats at the right time. Yeah,
how to stay in the moment creatively, as opposed to, oh, that's cool, I wonder like what I can do with it, and it's like, whoa, But you can also, so you're really good with that.
Some time on the back end by going, hey, let's make sure we capture this right now.
For sure.
So that we have that. Just like me,
that's coachability. That's like good coaching.
Like a writing hat, but then also like executive producer hat.
Yep.
To go, oh, hey, like this direction or something. Like, not to say no, but like if we could, in the creative process, move it a little bit over here.
You're actually a producer.
We're going to save, or well, both, but maybe. But
well, you fund it, but yeah, executive. That's executive production.
But the funding has to be comfortable with it too.
Yes. So you wear the hat of like being executive producer, but you are actually producing. Like the three of us produce together. I know in our little CD jacket, it's going to say, producer Lucas, but no, we are co-producing. I'm engineering, I'm tech, so I'm technically engineering and mixing and that, but between the three of us, we all have a co-production credit there. Not that matters, but I'm just saying, just so that we understand.
No, it's our function.
Yeah, we are functioning with those hats. In the moments when you're more of that, that's production. If you're well, what if we, and then if you blended, and if we did, and then Dan's what if we, and that's production. And when I turn around and say, what do you guys feel? How does it sound? And you go, well, what if we did, that's we're producing together, Mm-hmm. You are the executive producer, but yeah. You're the most executive, not
the most high.
The most high executive. Well, everybody needs an executive producer,
The executive to the executive producer.
Yeah.